Hi, I'm Chad with Move For Guitar. This lesson is from our series, How to Read Music for Guitar. In this lesson, I'm going to continue talking about repeat signs and notation. First off, if you like all the diagrams for this series, including the diagrams for this lesson, you can download our free e-guide, How to Read Music for Guitar. But I am working on it right now as I'm filming this lesson, so it might not be available as you're watching this lesson. If it is available, a link will pop up on the screen that'll allow you to download it. And like I said, it's free, so there's no reason not to download it when it is available. This is part 28 from our series, How to Read Music for Guitar. If you'd like to go back and start at the beginning, you can click the link on the screen. So in the last two lessons, we've been talking about repeat signs and notation. This is the last lesson where I'm going to discuss a couple more repeat signs that you'll come across, which are the single and double measure repeats. So if you're to look at what's on your screen right now, you could see that if you're playing through here, these two measures have the exact same notes in them. So they're basically just repeating. You'd play this one right here first and this one right here second, and it's just going to sound like the same thing because they're the exact same notes in those two measures. So a way you can write this instead of writing those notes out again would be like this. To use this sign right here, which is called a single measure repeat sign, and what it's telling you to do is to repeat the last measure. So you play through to the end of this measure right here that's circled, and then you play it through one more time, just this measure. So you play this measure, then this measure, then this measure, and then this measure again. So that's what this sign is telling you to do. Instead of writing all these notes out again in this measure, it just makes it a lot easier and easier to read. Or you could have multiples of those, and this is telling you to repeat this measure because it's telling you to repeat the last measure twice, because you repeat it once here and then you repeat it once again. So you play this measure, you play this measure, you play this measure, then you play it again, and then you play it one more time. So it's just a way to simplify it, and this is more of a shorthand thing that you'll come across that makes it a lot easier to write and read. So it's not necessarily as common, but you'll definitely run across it. The last one I want to show you is called a double measure repeat sign. So this time you see a sign like this, and it's in between a bar line. The bar line you can see is right there. So this is telling you to repeat the last two bars or the last two measures. So this time you're repeating these last two measures instead of just the last one. So this time you play here, you play here, you play here, and then you'd play here again and then here again. So that's what it's telling you to do right here. And a lot of times you'll actually see a 2 above it, but you don't have to. It still means the same thing. This is telling you the exact same thing that I just showed you. And the 2 is just a little more explanation of what's going on, meaning to repeat these last two measures. So that's just a couple more repeat signs that you'll come across. This is just a quick lesson to show you those. I didn't want to add them into the other lessons because I just think it would have been too much information all at once. And like I said, these aren't as common as the other repeats that you'll come across, but you will come across them, so it is important to know these. So that's an explanation of single and double measure repeats. Go ahead and move on to the next lesson. We're going to talk about rhythm slash notation. And be sure to download the e-guide. All the diagrams are in there. And be sure to subscribe because we add at least one new lesson every day.